Airy lived on a small, quiet island, where the world felt soft and slow. The sand on the beaches was as warm as a blanket. The hills were covered in a bright, gentle green. The sea that surrounded her home was a deep and endless blue, always whispering secrets to the shore. Small wooden boats with colorful sails bobbed calmly in the harbor, like birds resting on the water. In the mornings, she would wake to the sound of gulls crying high above. Her life was as steady and peaceful as the gentle tides that came and went each day. Airy was 13 years old, and she lived with her kind grandmother in a cozy wooden house near the sea. Their little house smelled of salty ocean breeze and her grandmother's cooking. She spent her days mending nets, gathering smooth stones, and listening to the old stories the island told. She treasured one special thing above all others: a silver locket, broken into two halves. Inside her half was a tiny photograph of a smiling woman, but the other side was missing. At night, Airy held the locket to her chest and heard the faint melody of a lullaby, a tune that felt like home. Her grandmother's bedtime stories made their small house feel safe and warm. Yet a quiet question lived in Airy's heart. Why had her mother gone, leaving only a broken locket? One bright morning after a sudden storm, the sky was scrubbed clean and cool mist clung to the air. She walked to the beach to see what treasures the sea had left behind. A bottle, its glass sea-worn green, sealed tight, a roll of paper tucked inside. Her hands trembled as she freed the damp paper, its writing soft and elegant. 2 words made her breath catch. From Mom. It was a gentle invitation from a mother known only in dreams, of regret, of love, of a choice long ago. Meet me where the fireflies dance. A bright flicker of hope filled her. She ran home, her feet barely touching the ground. Her grandmother's eyes filled with tears at the familiar handwriting.
Go, my child. Follow the words. Listen to your heart and it will guide you.
Airy placed the letter and her broken locket into a small cloth bag. With fresh bread and her grandmother's blessing, she stepped into the heart of the island. The sea's familiar song faded as the deep green called her onward. She knew she had to find the place where the fireflies dance, no matter where it lay. The air grew thick and humid, smelling of damp earth, sweet flowers, and decaying leaves. Enormous trees filtered the sun into living patterns. She moved slowly and carefully, senses alive to the mystery around her. She met a boy named Cato, whose laugh sounded like tiny, joyful bells. He knew the jungle like the back of his hand and offered to guide her. He shared sweet mangoes and showed her a pool that mirrored the sky. A shadow watched from the deepest shade, like the island spirits of grandmother's tales.
The island spirits listen to old songs. They remember the voices of families. Your song is powerful. You should sing it more.
Leaving Kaido, Airy found ruins her grandmother had spoken of, stones massive and silent. Strange marks, stars, waves, winding spirals, whispered a story she was beginning to understand.
The spirits keep secrets and promises, watching over the island's bloodlines. This is a stone of protection. The spirits will know your heart is true. It will help keep you safe.
Another piece of the puzzle fell into place. A path led down toward a sheltered cove. It was a place of work and calm. Nets hung to dry, stories told in rumbling voices. Small shops brimmed with dried fish, bright fabrics, and shells of every shape. Airy met Jiro, an old sailor whose eyes held the world's kindness. He told a storm night story of a young mother who left to protect her child from a powerful curse. The family curse was tied to old songs. By parting, the mother hoped to break sorrow's grip. Airy pressed on through dangers, held by hope, friends, and the growing power of her mother's lullaby. Each step and every story brought her closer to the truth. As the sun began to set, Airy climbed the last hill. Below lay a sea of swaying grass. One by one, points of light rose from the field, until the entire field was filled with them, dancing like living stars. Near the center stood a woman, framed by the glow. The smile matched the photograph.
My little one, you came. I kept my promise.
In that instant, all her weariness vanished. Her mother held the other half of the silver locket. They pressed the pieces together. The locket became whole again. The lullaby rang clear. The old curse felt like a distant shadow.